This is the ZINUS Lottie upholstered platform bed frame, and I've been sleeping on it for 8 months straight. From my experience, it's been solid, quiet, and honestly easier to live with than I expected for the price. Key features that stood out to me right away were the square tufted headboard, the steel frame with center support, and the wood slats that mean no box spring. I went with the standard headboard height at about 43.3 inches, and the overall footprint on my queen is roughly 80.5 by 62.8 inches. It fits a standard queen mattress without any awkward overhang. The underbed clearance is around 6 inches, which isn't huge, but it's enough for shallow bins, out-of-season shoes, or a vacuum to pass through. Assembly was the first real test. Everything came in one heavy box, and all the parts were zipped into a compartment on the back of the headboard. It's clever and made the parts easy to find. The box itself was not light. I needed help moving it. The instructions were clear, and the included ratchet tool is a big upgrade over the usual hex key. My best tip is the same one the guide gives. Keep the bolts slightly loose while you line everything up, then tighten at the end. That solved a moment where one hole seemed a hair off. I had the frame together in under an hour without rushing. In my opinion, this is one of the easier bed builds I've done. On build quality, the steel frame feels sturdy, and there's a central beam with support legs that keeps the middle from dipping. The wooden slats are wide and not flimsy, and on mine they came with non-slip strips so the mattress doesn't drift. I paired it with a 12-inch hybrid mattress, and the slat spacing has been just fine for support. No creaks, no squeaks. ZINUS uses foam padding where metal meets metal, which I think is why it stays silent when I turn or sit on the edge. The headboard and rails are foam padded and upholstered, so leaning back to read is comfortable, and I haven't had any snags or fabric pulls so far. I just spot clean with a damp cloth if dust shows, then wipe with a dry cloth. The look is clean and modern. The square tufting gives it some texture without being flashy. One note on color. The gray reads a bit darker in person than on some product photos. It's closer to a deep charcoal under warm light in my room. That worked with my setup, but if you're expecting a light gray, keep that in mind. Daily use has been great. The frame has felt rock steady with 2 people plus a 12-inch mattress. The listed capacity for the queen is up to 700 pounds, and nothing about my time with it contradicts that. Even after moving it once for a rug swap, it went back together tight and quiet. I check the bolts every few months out of habit, and they've barely needed a quarter turn. The feet are plastic glides, which don't look fancy, but they've protected my floors and haven't cracked. If you prefer a wood look at the feet, that's the one part that feels less premium, but functionally it's been fine. Comfort-wise, the platform height and slat support make the mattress feel a bit firmer than it did on a box spring, which I actually prefer. If you like a plush, bouncy feel, keep in mind a platform bed changes that slightly. For me, the support is even across the whole surface, and there's no soft spot in the center. The headboard doesn't wobble when I sit up. I'm a light sleeper, and the total lack of noise has honestly been a relief. The only minor hiccups I ran into were during assembly. One support leg needed a small adjustment to sit perfectly flush on my slightly uneven floor, which a felt pad fixed in seconds. Also, because everything ships in one box, make sure you have space to lay out parts. It makes the process smoother and keeps the fabric from rubbing on rough surfaces while you build. Key features that keep me happy months later are the quiet steel framework, the supportive slats that eliminate the need for a box spring, the simple cleaning routine, and the headboard comfort. The 5-year limited warranty adds peace of mind, though I haven't had to use it. The included hardware and the way the parts are organized right in the headboard compartment made the first hour with the bed as stress-free as possible. It's perfect for anyone who wants a modern upholstered bed with a sturdy platform that won't squeak, who doesn't want to spend extra on a box spring, and who appreciates an assembly process that's straightforward. Apartment dwellers, guest rooms, and primary bedrooms can all work here. The 6-inch clearance won't replace a dresser, but it's useful. If you're dealing with low windows or art placement, ZINUS makes a short headboard version, but mine is the standard height and works well with medium-height nightstands. From my experience, the durability is there. After 8 months of daily use, the frame hasn't loosened up, the fabric hasn't pilled, and the mattress stays put. The style still looks clean, and the color has blended with different bedding sets without clashing. The only aesthetic nitpick is that darker than expected gray, depending on your lighting. That's not a deal breaker, just something to be aware of. In my opinion, this hits a sweet spot of price, stability, and ease of ownership. I didn't have to add a box spring, I didn't need extra tools, and I didn't wrestle with squeaks that keep you up at night. It's not flashy, but it looks more expensive than it is once it's set up. I'd recommend this for anyone who values quiet sleep, wants reliable support for a foam, hybrid, or spring mattress, and appreciates a clean, modern look. If you move often, it's also a good pick because it packs down easily, and the instructions are clear when you reassemble. If you need tall storage underneath, you might want a higher frame, but for most bedrooms, this height is practical. In conclusion, the ZINUS Lottie upholstered platform bed frame has earned its spot in my room. It's sturdy, silent, comfortable to lean against, and simple to keep clean. The assembly design made a good first impression, and the day-to-day performance kept it. If you're on the fence, consider your mattress type, your preferred bed height, and your room's lighting for color expectations. Beyond that, this is a dependable, no-drama choice for a queen setup. If this video helped, subscribe to the channel and drop your questions or your own experience in the comments. Thank you for watching.